learned to an election. Live in the hills, but I still get a spread. Started with a little, but I still reinvest it. Fear how I feel, then you feel like a blessing. I just want the lesson, I just want protection. I'm up and I'm down, but they sound like progression. Farmer never plans if he waits for perfection. Finger to the down, hold it down, we gon' get it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got your watch list coming in on May 27, 2020, and there is going to be China sanctions by the end of the week. Well, actually, we are going to at least hear an update or some sort of decision. That is what the president has said after hours, and this was pretty much the big reason why we didn't go down today, but saw a lot of the rally kind of fizzle off. I think we were up like 700 points at one point. Again, we talked about this yesterday. You had the Novax. Again, we were closed for the holiday. Novax vaccine, good results, or people were talking about it. I think it already got rebutted again, just like it always has. So you guys have seen this before now, so you're getting used to it, but you see kind of what gave the market a little boost, but then also at the same time, there was specific points throughout the day, and especially with what we talked about with the yuan, the Chinese currency, and what's happening now with all of that, that is going to be a big issue looking forward just here with what the markets, what's happening in the markets and what we're going to be looking forward for. So I have a lot for you. I got a lot of explanations. We're going to go over the yuan a little bit so you could understand what we're talking about and kind of what I'm looking for to balance out between what could be driving us coming into this next month. Coming into June, again, it is summertime, but we are seeing stuff now on this geopolitical side with China, the trade, even the virus, not to mention, but also now the economical side and what's pretty much what are people expecting, what type of news can move the markets here moving forward. So I have that. I have the plays. I did go a little bit crazy today. We did make the random play, so shout out all the people who participated in that. And yeah, we got a lot to go over. So you guys know what you need to do. Drop your thumbs up on the video. Make sure you're subscribed. And if you don't know, we are live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before open. It's the first link in the description and it is pinned in the comments. We better see you there in the morning. It's free 99. It costs you nothing to join. YouTube.com/thestockmarket. You could post your plays, see the plays, ask questions. I mean, you could just say what's up if you're too high to say shy or too shy to say hi. It doesn't matter anything, but all we ask is that you're positive and respectful. We love you, and the most important thing you need to do, post your watch this below. Let us know what you're looking at. Got any plays, comments, remixes, anything, post that below. So right off the bat, the yuan, this is the Chinese currency. This is the USD/CNH. Now, a lot of people are asking about this. Some of you guys might be familiar. This is a currency. This is technically Forex. However, we're looking at this in a macroeconomic sense and to kind of get an idea on how we could even use that and apply it to the stock market, or at least that is what I do. So I'm kind of giving you guys the insight on this. If you can get this on Thinkorswim, mine hasn't been working lately, but you could go to Trading Economics. I already have it ready for the ruble, but it's right there. USD CNY. It's CNH on Thinkorswim, CNY right here, but this is the currency pair. And again, we've talked about this a lot, literally over the last few years on this channel, but this is important because, I mean, this is an indicator, especially with the trade war, especially in 2018, it tells you a lot about the seriousness of stuff. And that's what we talked about today. And pretty much a lot of news dropped today, and you were able to see how important that news was or how the market took it, or at least this is how I'm interpreting it by the way that the yuan reacted. So when it goes up, that means it's weakening. That is a problem. So there's the quick lesson on that. But again, we brought this up yesterday, and then this is what happened, and what I'm even saying with this news that Trump said after hours. It started here in the morning. We gapped up off the vaccine news, but then Kudlow was talking throughout the day. He says he was throwing shade at the Hong Kong, China situation. He said the recovery might be better, and that was actually a very important piece of news that I want to talk about here. But as far as this whole China situation goes, he started talking, and that was negative. And so when we come over here, you saw the market really drop and react to that. But now that was the first step, but then the market kind of got some of its footing, was trading literally right back at that level. And then later in the day, right before close, when we started dropping, there was news that they are mulling and pretty much considering sanctions over China over this Hong Kong situation. So again, this is more escalation, but the very unique factor, because there's a lot of different pieces of news, again, throughout the day, but right when we started to see the yuan move, that kind of confirmed it. So if you even watch this live on the stream recap, it's up there. You could see what I'm talking about. But now we even had Trump say after hours that they're going to have an action, and he said what he's been saying. He said he doesn't have a specific answer. He says he doesn't want to talk about it just yet, but he said we're going to hear something by the end of the week. So it might be lighter than we think, or it might kind of be a warning shot. And even then, with all of this now and what I'm looking for, there is escalation. Oh, and then there was the Tibet stuff after hours too. I forgot that. No, I forgot there was that. And then, oh man, there was that Tibet. There's again all this stuff that started moving the market, but that one we thought it was going to move it, but there again a lot of little moves. And pretty much what I'm saying is all of this is escalation. We'll see what China does, but to get an idea of what news is serious, watch when the news drops and if the yuan weakens with it, or if we start to see a progressive weakening of the yuan. And now that's what I'm looking for here. Currencies move slow. You can't forget that. And I'm giving it a 2-week window. I think if anything is going to pop off, my reasonable estimate with how, again, because it could pop off now in currency, it could move fast, and we like it when it pops off. But if it stops, like let's say we see it weaken right now, and then for the next 4 days or by the end of the week, nothing happens, and even coming into next week, then it's a false alarm. It's dead. So what I'm saying is that you got pretty much 2 weeks if this weakening continues and then this escalation. We have to figure out what is going to happen, but the speed of that is what's going to pretty much give us an answer to say, hey, is it important or not? So again, I've been talking about that speed. So watch this window. We said it yesterday on the watch list. Watch for the divergences. But now the next piece of news, again, in the midst of all this, because what I'm trying to say, why I'm even focusing on this, I hope you guys get the point here. This China thing is important, or I'm at least anticipating for this to take weight on the market, meaning it could act like a trade war situation, or it's going to have its little moment where there will be something related to this where I think the market is going to respond more to it. However, there are things still counteracting, pushing and pulling, and that's where that better than expected recovery news, that could be the only thing that could really offset this in the next few weeks as we start moving forward, because no matter how long it takes for them to escalate or whatever, if it still keeps escalating, and then hits a breaking point, then you'll see it. But in the meantime, other news like vaccine, better than expected economy, or if more hard data comes out that's good, that will offset this. But if it doesn't, I'm expecting a little bit of rockiness coming from this China situation, depending on the measures they take and depending on the level of escalation. So even that being said, though, too, that's for our side as well as China, too, because if China escalates this like beyond a reasonable doubt where it's just like, okay, like this is bad, or kind of like a black swan moment, or it kind of gets out of hand, something happens we've never seen, that could somewhat be on the table. But again, Trump is kind of hesitant towards it now, so we will get a better idea by this week, and that could help fix and adjust some of these timelines, or at least give us a better idea. So I hope you are ready, and I encourage you to watch this China stuff develop, because this is macroeconomic news. It's summer. This is the type of news to watch out for, but you're also seeing how we are using other tools to confirm our news. So good luck. I hope you learned something, but let us get into the plays. Yes, baby. So right off the bat, I did my Tau play. I went crazy. I did a $700 Tau play. I did a $1,000 NetEase play at the end of the day, but that one wasn't my best play. We will talk about that, but I'm going to be looking at more China stocks. Again, if I start to see more escalation, I'm glad I already have my old plays. I'm glad I got a fresh batch of some. I am getting a little out of hand, and that's what I have to watch out for, is to not go too crazy, because if I'm wrong or if it takes too long, again, don't get confused with options. You don't always get rewarded for being early. You get rewarded for being right. And if you're right at the right moment, oh man, it's even better. So keep that in mind. But then another play, a potential play I'm going to be looking for this week. I don't know. It kind of caught my attention. Zoom. So we'll go over the plays that we made here in a second, but this is one I haven't got. This is one I'm going to be looking at again. They're at the all-time highs. I don't know if it's reacting to it. Instagram or Facebook came out with these little group meetings now. Google stuff's unrolling. And again, as the economy reopens and you're already getting an idea of how people are viewing this, again, you saw the beaches. People aren't even wearing masks. People are kind of don't care. Again, there's no closing to the second wave. And again, be safe out there. Wash your hands. I love you. God bless you. But you could kind of see the attitude shift, but we can't forget, Zoom profited a lot off of this, but now even in kind of as a swing trade too, in the midterm and even short term, they might get some hiccups here as people start to try other features and other stuff, but we will see. And another little fun fact, check out Wells Fargo. So they do the payment processing for Zoom, and they report how much they make off of the processing. I saw a little infographic on it, but Zoom has definitely made a lot of money off of all of this. So in that, and even Wells Fargo has collected like 10x what they normally get from them. So that gives you an idea, but keep an eye out for that. That's the only other potential play besides NVIDIA that we're already in those spreads and the other plays we made. But like I'm saying, I mean, it's hard to really, again, we have the kind of the long-term, if there is better than expected recovery stuff. I think some of our long-term, and if I might even just buy some big long-term positions to really get my hand in the cookie jar, but not really have to gamble too heavy on the options. So that's accounting for that piece of news. However, with all this China stuff developing, I am very, I think that's going to develop, and I think that could give us something. So I'm going to be focusing a lot of my plays around that. So the first play, I made this in the morning, and I thought that I did a good play simply because TAL was up in the morning. So I grabbed that TAL. Where is it? We talked about it yesterday. And it ended up closing, I think, like 7%. Yeah, 7.5%. I got it in the morning. I was like, all right, it's already up a lot. So I was like, it's good. The premium wasn't high, but the chain was really, really bad. I even ended up overpaying, but I know a lot of you guys got way, way better prices, and then they even closed by the end of the day. I guess it's 60 cents on the bid or 50, but I know a lot of people got in around 50 or 60, but I got in at 70. It was very illiquid, and that is the problem. And this is what makes me, again, and I'll show you the NetEase play. This is what makes me think this is bad. You guys saw me on stream today. I was looking at, I forgot what company it was, but I was looking at the 1 year. I was looking at the A shares, and I was looking at 1 year options, and I even noticed it with the NetEase. They have like these weird options on the chain where it's showing like a split value or weird points, but then the liquidity, the illiquidity for that matter, on all of these China options is pretty nuts. But it got me kind of thinking, if it's illiquid, that means nobody wants to take the risk right now. And I think that is pointing a huge arrow to what I need to be focusing on. So that's why I'm looking at that, but it's hard to play and get the best prices. But I think that illiquidity in those chains specifically is showing something for a reason. So there's a little fun factor, a gem. I don't know. I love you. Did I ruin it? I think, yeah, I ruined it. Okay. But I got those TAL January. Again, I went for a lot of time, and that is part of the equation too. I'm looking for options with time, but you'll see the NetEase. Those ones were actually shorter term, but I got January 15th, 25 puts. I got 10 of them at 70 cents, so I spent 700 on that. And then the next play, and then this one, I got filled right at close. I didn't realize the lack of time. Literally, I got it right 2 minutes before there, but I grabbed these NetEase. I got filled at 20, so they're June 19th. Again, I don't like that. It only has 2 weeks of time, and I just spent $1,000. That's a really, really bad play. And I didn't even have time to put it out on the stream alerts. But this play, again, do not trade anything on this stream or watch list. Yeah, you know the disclaimer. It's right there. Just read it, though. In all seriousness, though, this was a bad play. But, I mean, we'll see. But I'm going to need to do something with this. I even put that there on the keys. I need to either average down or see, but I will find out tomorrow. So if I could ghetto spread this, or if I could sell back half of these, I will. But that's if and only if it really is like a decent value. But I'll show you here with the chain, though, because this is even what I was talking about with all of these Chinese option stocks, or these China stocks with options. But again, June 19th, yeah, 25 days. I don't like that. I want time on all of these, but you could even see, so this is the one I got, like 206.55. Again, you see the weird option breakdown, and that's why I got caught slipping. It got me. You see some of these got filled at 16 cents. So again, the liquidity on these, like, again, I'm fat fingering these, and it's just crazy how illiquid these are. Again, just look at this option chain. I mean, let me throw it up on TD. Yeah, so there was 2,000 option contracts traded on NetEase. And again, a lot of you guys don't even like, what the hell is a NetEase? But you can even see, like, even the biggest transactions, we're ranking up there. That's just my $1,000 play on there. So these are liquid, but again, I'm sure even like, let's see, BABA, that might give you a better idea. And you can see, I guess here, like 244,000. Let's check BIDU. Like 35,000. I think that's pretty small. But again, a lot of these, once we get into the smaller companies, I even think like TAL now, yeah, 14,000 options. So this is something that I'm keeping my eye on for, and that I'm looking at. And again, I got that NetEase play, so we got those. I bought 50 of them. I'm going to need to adjust this and change this around, but I'm going to be watching all these plays and really going to be looking for opportunities with some of these companies, especially, again, the ones that don't really have too much attention, I think are going to be great. But this is probably what I'm going to be building a lot of my plays around. So that is pretty much it. As far as everything else to watch out for this week, I mean, we have those NVIDIAs. We're now like $10 away from that credit spread. So that's on the small account. Some of you guys asked me about the small account, what's happening with it. We got a little bit clapped today. We had that NVIDIA put again, so we're down on that. I mean, it has time if anything crazy happens, but we pretty much lost on that. We lost on the Disney call. BIDU ghetto spread, so we won on that. The BABA put is up, so if I could want to get my cash balance, I would have to get rid of this, and this expires this week, so I probably should do soon. We're lost on those Apples UNH. That was from 2 weeks ago, but now this is the kicker here, because this was the NVIDIA play, and this is till June 19th, so pretty much if NVIDIA falls below $10 in this next month, we're going to be able to start gaining profit, and I will be able to double the account with this, and we have that deposit coming, so some of these plays today, unless there was real confirmation in something big, I have no money unless I'm willing to sell something to control the budget and get some cash. But on the small account, you got to pick and choose and wait for those home runs if you're trading a small account. So you could see that's what I had to do in this case. So I wasn't able to make too many moves, kind of just riding it out until we're able to make a deposit in a few days, or unless I'm willing to sell something. But you also see how the size of your account will dictate even the plays, and there's nothing wrong with that. I can't play certain things. You have to do that. So keep that in mind, but watch the NVIDIA. I still like that play, so we're going to be holding that. And again, like I said, watch Zoom. I sold out of those Shopify calls. I forgot about that this morning. I was even late on it. Oh, I forgot. I even got SPY puts. We got that on the final piece of news with the Hong Kong sanctions. So I got 4. These are the weeklies too. Again, I thought I had more time. I got a little too aggressive today with some of these news. I think I just missed the market and I missed some of you guys, but I do like this whole China thing and how this situation is developing if it could get momentum. But the yuan at these levels, it gets me excited. I'm sorry. But I sold the Shopify, that one we got last week. We bought it for like $250. I only made $100 on it. And that pretty much offsetted the $150 we lost from that last free contract we had on the put side. So I mean, not too bad. And then I forgot, I got NVIDIA calls in the morning. Yeah, I got the, damn, okay, I did it quite a bit. I got the 395s. Oh, yeah, they were up. They were leading today, and I grabbed those simply because, again, I had that other NVIDIA play. So I was like, well, I'll put $80 here. Again, I want to keep them separate. Again, those accounts are separate, but I was feeling pretty bold and ambitious there with that today. So, again, I think missed the market. And then we did the random play account. I forgot. One more random play. I forgot who it was, but shout out to you. I love you. We got CRM June 5th, 210 calls, 4 of them. I was only supposed to spend 120 and I did 150. So this is the biggest play we've done on this account so far. So again, this is the random account every Monday. At the beginning of the week, we go through and do a random comment generator, and we pick a play from the comment generator, and we buy it. But you see, we were able to do the first $500 deposit has got us where we're at now, but this is like substantially the biggest play we've ever done by 50%. So I already slipped up. Typical, just make a big trade, and then you start thinking you got it like that, and you start spending the money. But those were all the plays today. So watch Shopify even coming down, but watch Facebook. They had some weird news about like polarizing stuff and like they were pissing people off or something like that. They moved, but then Spotify, remember, I'm looking for this Spotify move. They ended up closing green, which is very interesting looking at, again, how the market closed. It's telling you something, but they started dropping early in the morning off the Amazon news that Amazon was getting into specialized podcasts. So that was it, but Amazon dropped, and this is the next big thing to note about today. Just take a look. Here's over the last few days, there's the market. That's the 5-day chart, but take a look at the S&P. We gapped up and came down. Some of these companies didn't gap down, specifically tech. Tech was really, really lagging today, and they dropped. But then what was the leader? Wells Fargo, the banks, Bank of America. What else was there? Boeing really led it, but McDonald's, they gapped up and sold off, but they still closed up 0.5%, whereas Amazon was down from the previous close. So coming from the long weekend, we gapped up a lot, whereas there's some companies that closed down. So keep that in mind and watch these companies for any rotations and anything of that nature. And then EEM, this caught my attention today. It gapped up a little bit. This could kind of be related to the China trade if we wanted to. I'm trying to see if there's any good plays on it, but it has my attention, but I'm not too sold on it. And then finally, TLT, just watch TLT. And again, we've been talking to yuan, and the best part is the yuan, if it weakens, again, I'm trying to see here the real effect with China and how that would affect the dollar. But end of the day, they're all connected. So if the currency starts to go crazy, let's say the yuan breaks off, that is going to pass down through the dollar, and then the dollar has an effect on bonds and all that. So watch for TLT, and just remember, any volatility with TLT is what is important. But that is pretty much it. I hope this helps. I hope you look at the yuan and know how it is and be patient and are ready to go. But yeah, that is your watch list, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you're healthy, ready to go. Make sure you post your watch list. Make sure we see you there in the morning. I need the armor on. I need the helmet shining. I need you to not foul out. Control the budget. Be ready. Again, you got a little small account. Listen, make sure you make the moves. And best of all, baby, you don't know what's on the other side of the mountain. So let's go, baby. It's game time. Earnings is over. You're going to get your summertime. It's your first summer trading. Enjoy the moment, baby. So hopefully you're not stressed out, man. And I love you all. The cool loves you. I love you. I'm going to see you in the morning. Let's go.